What's going on, Nerd Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode number 11. I'm phoxxtwo. This week I'm here with DePirate,
Howdy.
Topher,
Hungover, but here.
and the whole effing Brian.
Yeah, I second that hungover.
We got the whole crew here, but it sounds like at least I think I'm the only person that's not hungover for this, so I will be enjoying an adult beverage or two during the filming of this podcast. We'll see how it goes.
I'm drinking the hair of the dog.
So let's jump right in and start with what you've been reading. So Brian, what'd you read this week?
Oh, this week I read, I don't know if you could see that, if there's a glare, Forever Evil #5.
Great book.
Probably the best book I've read this week because we have the return of Sinestro to the 52, and he just opens a can of whoop ass.
Yeah.
And it was probably by far my favorite panels of him severing the arm of Powering, one of the crime syndicate members. It pushed the book back a week. It was supposed to come out the end of January, out this week, and I loved it. Everything else took a back seat this week.
I would agree. I read that too. I'm going to talk about it a little bit in my part, but anything else you read that you want to talk about?
Oh, that's about it. I mean,
That was
everything
it.
else.
Front
Everything
and center
else,
stage.
Yeah, everything got held off.
Topher, what about you?
I've been reading the new 52 Batgirl series. The first couple trades. It's actually really good. I wasn't sure how that she's been kind of a secondary character for a long time, and but now with New 52 they brought Barbara Gordon back, and we talked last week a lot about Killing Joke, and they reference that in here a lot because the events of that happened, but she's now recovering and she can walk again after a lot of therapy, and she's trying to no pun intended, find her legs again, in the
Pun taken.
being a trying out the whole superhero thing again. So like she has flashbacks of the scene with Joker, her opening the door and him standing there, with the gun and his Hawaiian shirt and everything. Like it plays a pretty prominent role in the book, actually. If she tries to get over that tragedy and go back to being a superhero.
That's a classic panel too.
I often have flashbacks of the Killing Joke as well, especially when you see Commissioner Gordon's wang. Just
I have not seen this alleged panel.
That's the one
I'm
thing
not
I
sure
took
that
away from that, and I read that book.
I really don't want to go looking for it either, though.
It's when he's getting drug out of the funhouse by little Goonie guys. They got him on the fucking chained up around the neck, and he's butt naked, and he's got a Cartman dick. You know what I mean? A little thing.
Okay, now hold on. You know what the most disturbing thing about that panel is? Is the fact that Pirate literally has every minute detail memorized.
Right?
You could tell.
I have flashbacks of it.
Yeah,
I think of it often.
Yeah, be honest. You stared at that page for quite some time.
Well, I remember reading that when I was 15 or something like that. It was just why the why would they do this to the guy? It was so fucked up, dude. I don't know. Just to this day, I don't think I've ever seen a dick before in a comic.
Would you be more satisfied if they drew him hung like a mule or something? Is that what you want? Bringing the White Thunder?
No.
Is that what you want?
No.
Big
No,
friggin' salami stick hanging between his thighs? That's what
no.
you're looking for,
I
isn't
just
it?
Thought it was really fucked up. I'm like, damn,
Admit it. That's what you want. Big provolone tube hanging right there between his thighs.
Big stand right there.
I'm looking for it and I can't find it. I'm pretty sure John just took all his and kept drawing it in everywhere.
Yeah. he's got the special X-rated version. Pirate, what have you been reading this week?
Batman and Son. They just released a trade paperback of it, and it's from I think 600 series of Batman. So it's before New 52. That's pretty good. I went back and started reading all the Walking Deads. So I started at issue 1, and yep, that's it. And they So all the Walking Deads. Um,
Those
what
are
else
so
have I been
good.
reading?
Those are my favorite. The
The
first like 5 volumes of Walking Dead is probably by far some of my favorite reads.
really
Yeah,
that
they're
good?
really
Yeah,
good.
they're
Even if
really
you
good.
even if you've seen the TV show, is it different
Oh,
enough?
It's
it's
that
nothing
a
like.
lot different.
Yeah.
I mean, the TV show takes the basic synopsis of what's going on,
Mhm.
but adds different elements to, I guess,
Makes it
make it a
viable for
TV show.
television.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, it's no fun if everybody already knows what's going on in the comics.
Yeah,
It takes away
that's
from the
true.
TV show. But yeah, Walking Dead. I think I'm on like issue 6 or 7 of that. What else have I been reading? Oh, Punisher 1. The new Punisher came out.
Oh yeah, how is that? Have you read that yet?
That's yeah. It's. I mean, I'm it's kind of biased because I'm obsessed
Right.
with Punisher, but yeah, no, it's really good. I like it. Even though there's a guy at the beginning who looks like Danny Trejo, gets his hand blown off and then fed to alligators right out of the gate.
Danny
It's,
Trejo's in everything. Have you
yeah, I
noticed
know.
that?
It's like
He is
you
in
can tell they
he's
drew
like
him.
Stan Lee now.
He's in Spy Kids.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's their
Yeah.
uncle. He's Uncle Machete.
Oh wow. So this week, as far as comics, I actually didn't purchase that many books from the store this week when we went on. I think we didn't go till Thursday this week, but I'm with Brian. I read the Forever Evil, and I also pick up Forever Evil Arkham War and Forever Evil Argus. Forever Evil #5 stole the show far and away as far as new comic books go this week, in my opinion. Forever Evil Argus was probably a second close. I don't know. Did you read that one, Brian?
No, I haven't read anything else yet. I have
should
Arkham War
definitely-
waiting for me too.
You should definitely pick up. Arkham War is pretty good. I could waited for that one for trade paperbacks, but Forever Evil Argus is almost as good as Forever Evil. It's
Yeah.
that good. Yeah, it's very, very good. The Forever Evil this week, like you said, the panels where Sinestro, projects the saw blade and chops off Power Ring's arm,
Yeah.
and the ring shoots off and to find a new host, because it's basically like a symbiote, or I don't even
Yeah,
know if it's kind of like a
It's not the same as, that universe's Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, where the ring comes to you because you have great willpower. It has some kind of it goes to people and just
that are
starts making
afraid.
tumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And then they talk about spoilers if you haven't read it yet, but they talk about how when it left and went to find a new host, it sent off an energy pulse that was felt throughout the entire multiverse. And then the final page, the big splash page at the end, where all of the crime syndicate is looking over the ocean from a cliff, and you see the dark night sky over the water, and there's this big red rift forming in the sky, and leading, I think Darkseid's coming.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think it's Darkseid.
I think they're going to be bringing in Darkseid, and the reason that I came to that conclusion is from Forever Evil Argus. They actually made mention of a previous storyline where Darkseid punches a hole in the dimensional fabric of our dimension in the Detroit Argus office, and there's like a hole there, or a weak spot basically, where people are coming through, beings are coming through, and Argus is trying to control it and everything like that, because it's like an easy spot for them to get through the fabric. So I would highly recommend Brian going and picking up, what is it, 4 issues of Argus that are out right now, I think 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It goes so closely in tandem with the Forever Evil feature title books that it's worth reading in conjunction. All the other stuff that I've read, like the Justice League America Forever Evil tie-ins, the Justice League Forever Evil tie-ins, the Constantine, the Justice League Dark, all those tie-ins they're interesting, but they're not pivotal directly upon the storyline that's going on in Forever Evil. You know, they give in Forever Evil Argus, spoilers again, they actually talk about how they figured out where the Justice League's at. They're not dead. Like,
no, they're in Firestorm.
They're inside Firestorm, and they're actually working on getting them out now in Forever Evil Argus. And in Forever Evil, they haven't really even made too much mention of that. So that's...
And we only have, I think, 2 issues left of Forever Evil. I think there's 7.
I thought it was a 9 issue.
No, I don't think it was. No, I thought it was like.
Yeah,
7
I
or
know
8.
it ends in April.
Oh wow! So we're closer than we thought, huh? We'll see. We'll have to see how this whole thing ends. But that was really good. I read that. 2 other things that I read this week were, I got them sitting right here. Batman Cacophony. I know that's probably showing up backwards because we're using my camera to film, but whatever. Everybody can deal with it. It's written by Kevin Smith, artwork by Walt Flanagan, who's obviously Kevin Smith's friend. Artwork, good, not great. Storyline was pretty decent. It's a whole lot of inner monologue of Batman. Joker is the main villain. It's worth a read. It's not, I'm not saying like go out and beat down the door of your comic book store and demand that they get it for you or anything like that, but it was pretty good. This, on the other hand, Earth One by Jeff Johns is
awesome,
right up there in my opinion with Year One, with Killing Joke, with Dark Knight Returns. This is worth going and beating down someone's door to buy or steal if you have to. No, I'm just kidding. Don't steal. But
So you can come
incredible
down your door and steal
artwork.
your copy.
Yeah, you can try. This house guarded by Smith & Wesson.
a good old B&E.
No, the pictures that Jeff Johns paints with his words are just incredible, and the way that he has the characters interacting throughout this book are amazing. And Gary Frank is the artist. The artwork is some of the coolest artwork I think I've seen in a while. I like it. You said you've read it too, Brian?
Yeah, I love how they make Alfred out in this book. He's not a butler. He's like Thomas Wayne's like friend from
the war.
Yeah, and he's like an ex-British intelligence or something like
that.
that.
Yeah, I think like ex-British Special Force. They don't really spell it out per se, but you can tell he knows exactly what he is doing.
And he like trains Bruce a little bit, and you see him. I think they fight in a panel, and I think he beats the crap out of him at one point.
Yeah, he beats the crap out of Bruce Wayne until, basically saying, you can't be Batman because you're not willing to do whatever it takes. And he's just kicking Bruce Wayne's ass, and then Bruce Wayne just like snaps, and he literally does like the Mortal Kombat spin sweep floor maneuver and kicks off Alfred's prosthetic leg. And so then the very next panel you get this picture of Alfred laying there on the ground like sweating from the fight and all like kind of banged up and scuffed up and stuff, and he's like, well, maybe he does have what it takes. Like yeah, he's kind of an asshole. He did kick off my prosthetic leg, so so it was a really good read. I would highly recommend it to any, not even just Batman fans, but comic book fans in general. It's a really, really good book. So, that being said, for what we've read, I know this is going to be a highly anticipated section of our show. Brian has been chomping at the bit for well over a week for this.
You guys talked about it without me.
Let's talk about news, and to kick things off, Brian would like to... This is going to be like a roundtable discussion of opinions and news circling around the Batman, Superman, Justice League, whatever it's going to be movie. So, Brian?
Well, since some big news came out this week for the movie, I don't think it's a bad idea. He looks like he could... He's an amazing actor. He looks like he could play the part.
Brian, we lost you for a second there. Can you repeat what you said? You froze up for just a second.
Well, since new news came out about the movie, we have Jeremy Irons playing Alfred
Okay.
officially, which that's not bad to me. I think he could play a good Alfred. Maybe they'll even make him. He's a good actor. Maybe they'll even make him like the Earth One
Yeah,
Alfred.
that's what I was thinking.
But the news to end all, and which will start my rant, is Jesse Eisenberg is playing Lex Luthor. So
I don't
Mark
see
Zucker.
the problem. I don't see the problem.
I don't. It's
He doesn't
not.
visually look like one. He doesn't look like Lex.
No, he doesn't either, and especially when they're saying rumors are that he's going to be like a skinhead, tattooed, grown up in the streets, self-made billionaire Lex Luthor, which Lex Luthor with tattoos just doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
I don't
you could
think they're gonna
change
put tattoos all over him.
you could change a character so much, but if you change them overly, then it's not that character anymore. I mean, you can't portray. You could change, like Nolan changed a bunch of characters to fit in his movie, but like, what I don't understand, what are they doing? They had last year at Comic-Con, they announced Batman vs Superman for the next Superman movie. Then all of a sudden, they're just taking their bucket of characters and just dumping it
Okay,
into
now
this
hang on.
movie.
Before we get further, I'm going to offer a counterpoint here because I disagree with Brian on this. But okay, so you're talking about Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor, and that's a big problem for you. And a popular opinion on the internet thus far was the whole meme that everybody I'm sure saw, where it was Heisenberg over Eisenberg, where they wanted the dude from Breaking Bad, what's his name,
Bryan Cranston.
to play Lex Luthor. Do you really think that he looked more like Lex Luthor? Do you really think that?
Oh
would
yeah,
fit
I mean,
the
I
role
think he
better.
if
I
you
think
look
he
at
would have fit better.
yeah, if you look at the Heisenberg character, which he plays on Breaking Bad, Walter White, he's just that sadistic, brainy guy that you don't want to fuck with because he's just, you don't know what he'll do, and he's just so smart that he'll find a way to.
But have you seen Social Network with Jesse Eisenberg, where he plays Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah, but
that's what he is. He's an intelligent dickhead that's egotistical and just basically tells people to fuck off. I mean, you shave his hair off in that movie, and he's basically like a young Lex Luthor.
If they shave his hair off, we're not sure if they're going to do that yet either.
They're going to do that. They won't be able to sell him as Lex Luthor if he has hair.
But if you look at all his roles and stuff like that, he's like, in Social Network, plays a genius who.
Which Lex Luthor is a genius.
Yeah, but still, if you put up like Bryan Cranston and Jesse Eisenberg, I feel like that not even like Alfred could smack the shit out of.
He's a weenie.
him.
Yeah, but
yeah.
the whole point of Lex Luthor is not that he is a physical badass, but the fact that he has used his brains to secure the wealth and the knowledge to create weaponry and devices to help him in his fight against Superman or against good people or however you want to do it.
But he's not like a socially awkward, nerdy guy. He has a very, very, very powerful force of character.
Right. You don't think Jesse Eisenberg could pull that off?
No.
I think he's a great
look that
actor,
way.
but his voice and his stature just they don't project the power to me that the CEO of LexCorp needs.
I see what you're saying. Like the previous roles haven't portrayed that ominous presence that you would expect, the overwhelming presence that Lex Luthor would have. But I think that Jesse Eisenberg has nailed all of the roles that he's played. Like, he's a phenomenal actor. He's a really, really talented actor. And I do think that he plays intelligence well. I do think that he plays that, like, kind of cocky dickhead attitude a little bit well. And that being said, I think that this is a big opportunity. I think there's a risk reward there. Like, maybe he fails and this buries him. But I think that he will be up for it and he will perform that aura, if you will.
See, I think he's gonna I don't think he's going to be able to do it simply because every character he's played outside of Social Network or whatever that movie was, the Facebook movie, he's been the same character. He's been the same dude from Zombieland, been the same dude from what was that, Adventureland, or
the socially awkward.
The off kid who just like always had like the big battle he has is between him and a chick that's hot. You know what I mean? Like it's not. And
well,
then
Gal Gadot is going to be in this movie as Wonder Woman.
Well,
yeah, that's another problem too. I mean, you have a model who's only been in like 2 movies where she's just driving a car with barely any lines.
That's true. That could.
I mean, the physical
like Wonder Woman.
The physical thing doesn't bother me because if you look at Christian Bale and how he was like as thin as my finger in The Mechanic, and then gained 120 pounds to be Bruce Wayne, they could do that. They could give her more weight.
Yeah.
But she was a model. She wasn't an actress. If they make Wonder Woman only grunt, then maybe she'll fit. But acting wise, I just don't see that either.
Did you hear that they announced that they're gonna be making 2 Wonder Woman movies?
Yeah, I think she's on for 3 movies or something like that.
Yeah, I think they've got her on for this one, and then they've got her on for 2 feature titles for Wonder Woman is gonna be a feature movie now.
So they haven't. So if this counts as 1 and they got 2 more, so that'd be 4 if she's going to be in the Justice League.
Unless this is Justice League, is the
Unlike,
thought.
Yeah,
it could be,
well, they've already
this
said
one
she's setting
Wonder
up
Woman
to it,
and then 1 Justice League.
Yeah,
okay.
And I think the rumor is they changed the title to this movie to Man of Steel: Fight or Flight or something like that.
What?
That's stupid.
I read something online this past week.
Why would you, in my mind, I can't think of a good reason why you would pass up on the opportunity to title a movie Superman versus Batman.
Because it's no longer Superman versus Batman.
Jesus Christ. I don't care if it's not.
Here's the thing,
just
though.
name it that. It's going to earn $1 billion.
There
you
was
name it
the
that,
reading.
It could be The Simpsons, and it'll earn $1 billion.
The reading at I think it was last year's San Diego Comic-Con, they read the lines from Dark Knight Returns, where, Batman's got his hand around Superman's throat and was like, just remember, I'm the one.
Like at the end where he's wearing the mechanical suit or whatever?
Yeah. He's like, this ends with my hands around your throat type thing. And they read that. And they built this hype up like they were going to be, battling each other.
Like it was going to be Dark Knight Returns almost.
Not so much that, but that they were gonna Superman and Batman was gonna fight on a big screen.
Of that,
right?
Right.
But some type of. But another thing that I'm finding that's getting weirder about this movie is the whole reason why they chose Ben Affleck was because he's older, he has more executive look to him. Like Batman supposedly has been in the game for a while, but when they do a young Lex Luthor or a younger look, I would expect, kind of the ages.
There's not anything necessarily, because you're talking about 2 different storylines. You're talking about Superman characters and you're talking about Batman characters. There's nothing really anywhere that says that Lex Luthor needs to be the same age as Batman.
No, I'm just saying for my eyes, to please me, you know what I mean? Just
Make
in my
this
opinion,
multi-million-dollar movie to please me.
Right. This is what I want to see.
Fuck everyone else.
You know
I
what
want
mean?
it to be all about me.
Their opinions are irrelevant. Fuck them. It's all about my opinion. You know what I mean?
What do you think, Topher?
I don't know.
You're being pretty tired. I know you're super hungover right now, so you're being pretty tired. I have to drag you into the conversation.
No, I don't know. There's so much anticipation about this movie. I'm just
yeah.
It's one of those I'm almost done hearing a ton of rumors about it. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. I've kind of written off so much speculation. It's just make it already and I'll judge it after I see it.
I honestly think that the rumor mill could potentially hurt this movie for that reason that, we're 2 years out now?
No,
now we're 2 years out.
I mean, we're about 2 years out approximately from this movie being released, and the rumor mill is going fucking crazy already.
Yeah.
Are people going to get tired of this movie before it even comes out?
I'm tired of it.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm still going to go see it, and I don't go. I wait for shit to come out on DVD and on Amazon and stuff. Like, I still haven't seen Thor: Dark World yet. I can't wait to see it here in like a week or two. But I don't go to the theater to see movies, but that I will go to the movie theater to see this movie for sure. Absolutely.
I'm always at that 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, day before showings with a bunch of people from home.
They better all be tuning in to Comic Book Nerd Nation every week.
They better, or I'll slap the shit out of them.
That's right.
But here's my whole point with this movie.
Okay.
They sort of reestablished Superman. I mean, one movie doesn't always reestablish a franchise. I mean, you need at least 2 movies to know you got it slated in stone that, here, we've got an awesome franchise back in the movies. Because we all know DC and Warner Brothers aren't always good with their movies. Green Lantern sucked. Superman Returns sucked. I
kind of like
Superman Returns.
I don't like that he had a kid. I mean, come on now. And they made Kevin Spacey like a criminal, like a petty criminal. I
liked the movie. I'm just saying.
He was a good Lex Luthor, but they should have re-signed him.
I think Jesse Eisenberg will be a better Lex Luthor than him.
I don't know, but like then they take Superman with Superman's second movie and try to reintroduce Batman to the world separate from the Nolan movies.
I think they're trying to strike off of the hot iron that is the Nolan verse while people are thinking Batman. I think they're just trying to jump right back. I don't know why they didn't, honestly. I don't know why they didn't just try and get Christian Bale to do it.
I don't think he wanted to do it anymore.
I mean, that's definitely possible. And those are very, it's very possible that those could be some of the best Batman movies we ever see in our lifetime.
I don't think they wanted to confuse the character either. Like that was. They didn't want people thinking that this was Nolan's Batman anymore.
Yeah, they didn't want.
So,
Batman.
Yeah.
But now, they introduced the Superman Batman, and they're like, oh yeah, Batman's gonna be in the next Man of Steel. Everybody's like, oh, that's a little weird, but okay. You don't want to do a second one first or do a separate Batman movie. But then after a while, they just started, oh, this is going to be in it. Now this is going to be in it. Now this is going to be it. They're trying to, go off of Superman's, the popularity that the Man of Steel had and just reestablish all this shit to try to speed to a point where they're caught up with Marvel and all Marvel's doing.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, I think that
I still feel like the
Chris, go ahead.
Sorry, I still feel like they're they're trying to lay too much groundwork in a single movie. Like, they need to spread it out. Brian said it best before, the whole bucket of characters, just dump them all in. I don't see how they can take everything they're talking about doing for this movie and fit it all in and do it well. I think it's going to be a challenge to
incorporate a 4-hour-long movie.
Yeah, I don't know how you introduce that many characters in one movie and have
still
them
do
all
them justice.
And exactly, do them well enough that you actually get a sense of their character rather than just have cameos by every character in the damn universe,
which would suck.
And this could potentially, if this movie blows and all these actors aren't good with these characters and they don't do the characters well, they could ruin their chances to a Justice League movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could crush it for a decade easily.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like with the, they're trying to set up the Justice League movie with basically one movie. What Marvel did with 5 movies.
Right.
And they're trying to cram everything into this movie to lay groundwork for Justice League. It's not going to happen. I mean, it took Marvel at least 5. I think it was 5, 6 movies maybe before Avengers came out.
I have to believe, and I know the popular opinion right now, at least on this podcast, is that everybody's kind of like, this isn't going to be that great.
I think it's going to be great.
I think that there's enough money in this industry. There's enough money in comic books. There's enough money in comic book related movies that they're going to, it's not going to be a total flop. Something of this caliber, they're going to pay more attention. Just like when they did Avengers, there was no way that Avengers wasn't going to be good. It was great, but there was no way that it wasn't going to at least be good.
It'll be good, but what makes the strength of like an ensemble cast like that, like the Justice League is not a team book, in that it's just a bunch of random people who have no identities outside of the team. Like it's a bunch of characters who have their own separate titles, who like it's an interesting team up because you see how they relate to each other given what you already know about their characters on their own. It's not like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the even the X-Men, where they don't do a whole lot of solo stuff.
Right.
Their identity is as a team, and if you go straight into the team up, you don't really know those characters' identities.
See, I don't think this movie's going to go straight into the team up. I think it's going to be like Justice League 0.5. Like this will be like the pre. Like at the end, the ending scene is going to be something like, and then the Justice League was formed, or some shit like that.
And that's why, and that's part of the thing that I'm not looking forward to. Like my biggest beef with a lot of comic book movies, the Spider-Man series, the last one, with what's his face did it.
The one, obviously,
yeah,
it was
thank
good.
you.
Obviously, it was a good movie. That one movie with that one dude that nobody watched.
Right.
Cool.
Seabiscuit.
Whatever.
Seabiscuit. No, that was the old one.
You know what I was talking about. Anyway,
yeah.
like you've got so much setup and then 5 minutes of action at the end. And I hate when comic book movies do that. I don't want to see a character's origin story 28 times over for 2 hours and then pack the entire plot of the movie what the character does with his new superhero role in the last 20 minutes of the movie. I hate when they do that. And you had like a trilogy like Spider-Man there where you could do the origin in one story and then have 2 whole movies where he does superhero shit. Instead, they told origin stories about the villains, and they tried to pack Venom and Sandman in there, and everybody complained that they were trying to do too much with too many characters, and by the time they finished telling everyone's story and brought them together at the end, there wasn't enough time for it to be good, and I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen with Superman Batman.
The potential is definitely there to do exactly what you said, is for them to fall a little bit short on the beginning side of the story, the how and the why of the Justice League, not so much the Justice League part of it. I'm sure will be great because it'll be an action movie with a bunch of people with superheroes. I mean, who the hell doesn't like that? It'll be lots of big explosions, lots of CGI, lots of crazy enemies. That'll be cool. But I think you're right.
Unless I'm mistaken, this movie is supposed to be a Superman movie. Batman's going to be in it and play a primary role, but it's supposed to be a Superman movie. It's not supposed to be a Justice League movie yet.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I think that like it's going to be Superman, and then maybe if you say Superman has a 100% feature of the film, I think Batman will probably pull like a 40% feature, and then all these other people that they're listing off, the Alfred. Who else do we have? Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman, all those characters. I think they're going to be not probably a little more than a cameo, but cameo-esque in the fact that like there'll be something in the storyline that pulls them in towards the end of the storyline, or something that touches on them or something like that.
I hope they don't go the Marvel route and do the post-credit scenes.
Oh, they will. They will.
That to me is like, I mean, that's Marvel's thing now at this point. Like,
no, dude, you know they're going to do that, and you know why they're going to do that is because people in the movie industry love having people know
they
who
want
they
you
are.
to stay and watch the credits.
They love knowing that you know who they are, and if they put shit at the end, they know people are going to sit through 20 minutes worth of super slow credits to see one 15-second scene at the end that has almost no relativity to anything.
Oh, I think
That's
Marvel
the
has
one-
huge
yeah.
relativity to it.
That's
it
the
depends
one
on
thing
how they do
Marvel was good at. I mean, they didn't have to throw all these characters into each of their movies. They had just like like a 2 minute long thing at the end that brought them all together behind the scenes where they could just make the Avengers and not have this super long movie and how they're all coming together.
Right.
I mean, the first Iron Man set up Nick Fury. So you knew Shield was there. You knew
Right.
the Avengers were coming. He mentioned all you think you're the only superhero. Then
Yeah.
you had the Hulk. At the end of
Tony
Hulk, you
Stark,
had
yeah.
Tony Stark coming in
Yeah,
saying,
Hulk.
"We're putting together a team." And then the General Ross said, "Who's we?" And then Iron Man 2, and they all
Right.
trickled
They slowly
together
build it. Yeah.
till the Avengers came
Hawkeye
out.
was
They
in
were,
Thor.
yep.
Well, it's kind of like, in my mind, like the Marvel universe right now, as far as the cinematic universe goes, is as close to perfect as we know for comic book movies. I mean, they did it right. It's great, but you also have to think like not everybody can be Babe Ruth. Not every baseball player can be Babe Ruth, but that doesn't mean that Jackie Robinson wasn't great. That doesn't mean that Nolan Ryan wasn't a great player. They might not have been the best player in the game, but that doesn't mean that they weren't great. That's what I'm saying, is there's different degrees of greatness. And while this movie might not be as good as Avengers, probably not, but it could be great in its own right in a completely different way.
I'm just waiting for a
So that
rebooted
we-
Spawn movie.
so that we don't
Yes.
burn people out on Superman, Batman this early, this far before, I'm going to skip ahead to our next news topic. And I know, Topher, you've got one that you've been wanting to talk about, so don't let me forget. We will definitely discuss that. But first, big comic book world news. This is sending ripples through the entire world of comic book fans. The Comic Book Nerd Nation is now on comicrelated.com. Let's have a little round of applause. That's right. A little golf clap. That's right. So if you guys, quick pitch for the show and the website, if you guys haven't checked out www.comicrelated.com, we are now going to be featured as one of their syndicated podcasts. Every week the show will show up on their podcast feed. The details haven't been 100% ironed out yet as far as will it just be video? Will it be video version and audio only version? I don't know. News to come on that yet, but that's a big step for us as a podcast, and we couldn't do it without everybody that's tuning in and listening to the podcast and enjoying it. So any feedback is more than welcome. Another big bit of news is sometime in the coming weeks, I'm not going to guarantee a date just yet. It hasn't been fully finalized, but we do have a very special guest that will be joining us for a podcast. I'm not going to release the name early because I don't want to spoil it, but I will give an announcement when we know for sure of the date and everything. I will tell you that he is a very popular comic artist. If you like the Justice League, you'll like his work. I'll put it that way. So, on to the next bit of news. Topher, you've had something that you have been dying to get out over the last 3 episodes.
I wouldn't say dying, but
You look like you're dying right now.
So a few quick hits first. The Ant-Man movie, Marvel's Ant-Man movie with Paul Rudd, has just
And Michael
recently
Douglas.
cast. Yes, they have just recently cast Evangeline Lilly, who is Tauriel in the Hobbit movies or the new Hobbit movie. They haven't announced a role for her yet, but I mean, a lot of people are thinking it might be Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp, which would be kind of cool. Then let's see here. If anybody watched the Captain America disc when it came out, there was a short film included on it about Sharon Carter.
Wait. You mean are you meaning to tell me I can no longer watch my superhero movies on VHS? I have to watch them on a disc. What is this
I mean-
disc thing that you speak of?
Dark magic.
Goddamn dark magic.
But they had a short feature on there
He just
about
skips over it. Like,
yeah.
oh, fuck that.
Shut up. About Sharon Carter, who was the agent that that Captain America worked with back in the 40s, and she had her own little miniseries, or not miniseries, but her own little feature that was included on that disc. And ABC is now in talks to actually make a new TV series based on Agent Carter as an agent of Shield. So the actress who played her in Captain America is coming back and doing the role, and it might be an interesting kind of like period piece, set in the 40s, looking at some of Shield's early work. So that could be kind of interesting.
When's this set to come out?
I don't know. I don't know if there's been a release date announced for it. I think they're still, in pre-production, figuring out what they're going to do with it. But
are you excited to see this one?
Yeah, I think it sounds pretty interesting. She was a really strong character in the Captain America movie, and we've got a lot of the current Marvel Agents of Shield TV show is I enjoy it, but it can be a little campy here and there, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way they're trying to take all these gadgets and stuff and do superheroes in the current world with all this weird technology, and so it's a bit campy sci-fi, and but this being in the 50s or in the 40s or 50s, whenever it's going to take place, I feel like they can build the setting a lot better than trying to just use the model, the modern world. They can build, like the costumes, the sets, and everything, and I think they can have a slightly more immersive world, by doing it in that era rather than trying to incorporate modern time. So I'm kind of interested to see where it goes.
Should be interesting. Go ahead. Do you have something else?
Yeah, the final thing. This isn't exactly new. They talked about this a long time ago, but we haven't mentioned it yet. So Marvel is in talk with Netflix. They are going to be producing several series based on some Marvel characters that are going to be live action TV series. They're going to be doing one on Luke Cage, one on Iron Fist. One on I can't remember who the other one is.
Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil, and
I think Ghost Rider.
No, the other one's Jessica Jones.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not gonna lie. The only one of that whole group that I'm really even interested in is the Daredevil one.
Luke Cage is a pretty dope character.
Yeah.
So is Iron Fist. But are they doing Luke Cage and Iron Fist together as Heroes for Hire, or are they doing it separately?
I believe they're doing them separately at first, but here's the deal. They've got it set up so that they're doing 4 different live series straight to Netflix, and then they're going to do a 5th once they're all done, where they're going to bring them together as a team up, and they're actually going to call it the Defenders.
Oh, yeah. That could be cool. Okay, so in watching you give that little spiel there of news for us, thank you, by the way, I noticed in the background you got some pretty awesome Angry Birds, you got some Voltron action, and then just over your right shoulder I see this Detective Comics cover book, and I can't tell you how flamingly homosexual Robin used to look. It is just
is there a Robin's next to Robin? Is that what that is? The brown thing?
No, that's a Chewbacca.
Yeah,
that's a Chewbacca angry.
Oh, I thought it was
Star Wars Angry Birds.
I thought it was like a bird's nest.
Looks like he's got a mustache for eyebrows. But anyway,
Robin's perched on his couch.
The point of what I was saying was, not to point out how awesome freaking Robin's booty shorts are, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. To your right, I don't think we've really discussed too much the Michael Bay.
Oh God!
Teenage Mutant. I knew this was coming. And I was so excited.
Brian is just an angry old man.
He really is. He's such
I'm
a
angry.
Hater. He's such a hater. So
he's like grumpy and shit all the time about movies.
they've they're approaching finishing of they're in post production now. Actually, I think for the Ninja Turtles movie, and some images were released of what the turtles were going to look like and what Shredder's going to look like. And
Dude, the turtles look fucking scary, dude.
yeah,
They look like monsters.
They're
They don't
wearing
look like
okay, but think about this: if you dump some radioactive sludge on a turtle and it turns into something that can
It would be
speak
dead.
and learn karate, it's gonna be a scary motherfucker. It's not
Well,
gonna be some little like
It does
cutesy.
not remind me anything of the comics, of the fucking original cartoon show. I'm like,
I'm just saying, like,
God damn, these
I'm just-
motherfuckers look like they're just. Why do
I'm
they
just
need
saying
weapons? They can
he's
bite someone's
trying
head
to
off.
make he's trying to make the Chris Nolan version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah, they're wearing
the
garb.
in-world rule in the real world version. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to make it look as realistic, I guess. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but
Yeah.
but my point is, like, I know Brian, for one, was absolutely beside himself with anger when they released the picture of Shredder, and
He looks like he looks like he belongs in Michael Bay's Transformers.
I mean, do you want him to look like he's wearing a can opener on his
He's
head like the
supposed to-
1990s one did?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a ninja. Make him a little lighter weight, that he can move around quicker. Not this big giant mech. But also, there's another picture pointing to his torso that, if you remember the 80s cartoon, Krang used to have that dumb, goofy robot body.
Yeah.
Tell me
They're
they're
saying-
not. No, tell me they're not
yes,
putting Krang
yes.
inside Shredder.
Yes.
What?
I seen that
Wait,
picture
Now
too.
see
What?
now I have a problem with.
If there's not the Ninja Turtles cartoon that's currently airing on Nickelodeon, I think, but the one that used to be on, I think it was ABC, the last incarnation of the Turtles. Krang was Shredder. Shredder was Krang. There was no like,
What?
and that's what they're doing to this movie.
I don't like that. That I disapprove of. I will say, but the look of the Ninja Turtles, the look of Shredder doesn't really bother me too much. It's a
I like
new
Shredder.
adaptation for a whole new generation of people that are going to be watching the movie that
Fuck the new
haven't seen.
generation. Let's
that
worry about
haven't
our
seen the old-
generation.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, okay. Think about this though. The same people said the same shit about the Adam West Batman. Like, if we would have stuck with Adam West Batman in all the movies, you never would have had the Nolanverse.
Poke myself in the
I
eye.
will
trying to do
fucking,
the bad thing.
dude.
I'm just saying, like, that's,
Don't you dare say anything about Adam West Batman. Fucking,
Yeah, but-
fucking shit's great.
I mean, it is great. It's great in its own
Some days
way.
you can't get rid of a bomb. God damn it, just fuck it.
But my point is that the Nolanverse Batman was incredible. I mean, and just like that, you know, we have fond memories of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles television show, the cartoon show when we were kids, maybe even the movies. I don't know about you. I loved it when Vanilla Ice made an appearance in the second one. Don't you say a dirty word about Vanilla Ice. I seriously hope they bring him back into this one just for like a brief cameo.
It won't. It'll probably be Bieber.
That first Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles movie.
I swear to God, if they put that little cunt Justin Bieber in this movie, I will picket it in Hollywood. That kid is ridiculous. You know what? Hold the comic book talk for just a minute. We're going to talk about how much of a shitbag Justin Bieber is, because this kid, seriously, this kid needs to be deported. He is the epitome of all that is wrong with society today. I mean, let's just think about some of the shit that he's done. He had all of his people rent enough SUVs to block off a road in Miami so that he could drag race on it. Got caught and released same night. That's pretty retarded. And he
got caught
drunk,
speeding in a
wasn't
Lamborghini at 65 miles an hour.
Andy was
Dude, did you even get it out of second gear? Like,
right.
what the
What
fuck?
an idiot! It's a skinny pedal on the right, retard. Then you've got the whole egging incident where he egged his neighbor's house. And
Allegedly.
they caught him on audio. You can actually look up the audio and hear him screaming at his neighbor. Like, it's pretty much a shut and closed case, or open and closed case. Shut and closed. I'm an idiot. Then you've got, let's see what else. You've got the graffiti incident in Australia where he stayed at a hotel and decided to tag the outside wall of the hotel he was staying at. Like,
Seems like a thing to do.
yeah, I'm gonna reach. Oh God. Then, most recently in the news, he was flying somewhere with his father on a private jet that they rented out or whatever, and they smoked so much pot that the air crew was worried that they would fail future drug tests, so they had to wear air masks. They had to put their oxygen masks on, and his father and himself verbally berated the stewardess. What do they like to flight attendant? The flight attendant so much that the pilot and co-pilot let her sit in the cockpit for the remainder of the flight. They didn't even get arrested because when they got there, they had smoked all the weed, so the dogs couldn't find anything. The dogs were going nuts when they went in because the whole plane reeked of like a Grateful Dead concert, and they didn't get in trouble at all. This kid seriously, somebody just needs to beat his ass and then throw him back over the border and not let him back into America.
It should be Superman versus Bieber.
It should be the world versus Bieber, in my opinion. That kid has taken something, like, the world is his oyster. I mean, he has everything at his disposal. He's super young. I'm not going to call him talented because he's an idiot, but he has a shitload of money. I mean, he basically already has enough money that himself, his kids, and his grandchildren never have to work. And he's just like frivolously spending it on whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Comic Book Nerd Nation says say no to the Bieber.
Anyway, sorry for that rant. I hate that kid.
Here's a good thing. So yesterday, when me and Topher's at the bar, we get a text message from Brian. I think it was a group message from everybody about the date. And today's date.
Is this why my phone was blowing up?
February 9th.
Yes, we were all yelling at each other.
So we get this message from Brian saying, "You guys get anything today?" And we're like, "What?" And he's like, and I told him, I was like, "I don't know. I picked up, Punisher, Captain America."
Hold on. Pause for a second. Pause.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Thank you. I'm old.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Yep.
This is a birthday issue. I meant to say something at the beginning. That's my fault. My apologies. Anyway, Pirate.
So Brian said I'm like, me and Chris me and Topher's kind of confused, and all of a sudden he's like, "What date is it?" And I'm like, "February 8th." He's like, "Exactly. It's 2/8/14." We're like, "Okay." He's like, "Sector 2814." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Green Lantern." I'm like, "Dude, you're way too nerdy." I think
way to take that shit to a whole new level.
Nerd Nation just
Yeah.
I think I was on Facebook and something posted it. I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't remember."
Why did you say that? You should totally take credit for that. Your nerd stock would have gone like, boom, through the roof.
I made that shit up.
I figured that out myself.
I was just drunk and somebody stole my post and I saw it.
So what?
Like,
what was the other 7,013 messages that I got?
I think we're just going back and forth drunkenly about random shit.
Oh wow!
And that's why we all three have hangovers now, and Fox doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I was just ignoring my cell phone all evening.
There was something in there about babies and X-Men.
X-Men babies. Okay, all right. That's special. All right, guys.
Somebody talked about pooping, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up for another episode of the Comic Book Nerd Nation. We're going to go ahead and sign out. But first of all, again, happy birthday, Brian.
Thank you all.
And make sure you check us out on comicrelated.com. Stay tuned for announcements on our Facebook page about upcoming guests. We're working on quite a few guests to get lined up for you guys in the near future, hopefully. And as always, this is phoxxtwo. Got the Pirate.
See you guys.
Topher.
I'm going to go take a nap.
And Brian.
Yeah, I need a nap too.
All right. See you guys later.